Niles will do it first.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Councilman Hanlon,
Here.
Councilman Lewandowski,
Here.
Councilman Niles,
Here.
Supervisor Bennett.
Here.
I'm like that.
That's a-
No,
Freudian slip there.
I'm not responsible.
I didn't even hear what you said. I just said here. All right, we have anybody scheduled to speak tonight? Nothing scheduled. All right. All right, the next thing we'll move into, we need a resolution to appoint our new attorney, Marion Cassane, who's sitting in the audience. She's representing Miller, Mannix, Schaffner, and Hefner.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
Any questions? Call roll.
Councilman Hanlon,
Yes.
Councilman Lewandowski.
Yes.
Councilman Niles,
Yes.
Supervisor Miller.
Yes. Mary, you want to come up and sit next to us here?
Make a motion, we adjourn. No? Okay.
I think we should table that.
Hey, I tried that. I'll withdraw my motion.
Pull up a table.
Glad to have you on board, young lady.
Thank you.
If you see us doing anything stupid, just give us.
Come on. This stupid thing.
We'll have to get another laptop. You can use mine.
Oh, great.
What we do, we have.
Yep.
Don't ask me where I am.
Allowed to speak.
Right.
Oh, there's questions. They're all just on board. All right, so we got to taken care of the resolution. The other thing that we have on the agenda that we're gonna move to make a motion just to move to our meeting in February is to pay in the bills for the abstract number 2. And we'll put the accepted minutes as presented on that meeting also. Like Mr. Niles said, I even printed out all these for the election board. For that meeting also, we have to make a decision on our ambassador program. Sue Wilders called me, want to know if we're going to do it, and I think we should do it. It's been a very successful program for 5 or 6 years, but the resolution will have to be made up for next month's meeting.
And she sent us that
Oh, you
3 or
all
4
got
weeks
it?
ago, right?
Yeah. We bring it up at last meeting and I just didn't do it. You all know I had Colleen call you. I lost my cell phone last Monday. I was like being in prison in solitary confinement, especially at night.
Did you find it?
No. But I have a new cell phone, but I lost a lot of stuff and I'll slowly work on it.
Thanks, bud. Put it in your phone.
What about,
Yes, please.
Chris, what about this thing here?
The blue box.
I
Get
don't
it out of
know.
your way.
That's what I did.
Oh, I hit it, but it's not happening. Okay. So anyway, I've been catching up on some emails people were sending me and phone calls that I got on that phone. It's buried in the snow someplace. We hope to get it in April. I lost very important stuff on there, especially all the pictures. So I'm just advising everybody. You all might know I was the only stupid one that so far they didn't know. If you have find a phone on your phone, okay, to find your cell phone. Well, if you lose it in the snow, you can't hit that button.
You
So
should try
you-
calling your phone.
We tried, believe me, for hours, walked around, I had detectives, everything. But just so anybody knows that I made that mistake, not putting it on something like a little laptop or another cell, so you can go there and turn on Find Your Phone. You can't turn on Find Your Phone if you can't find your phone. So it just, I was surprised how many people didn't realize that. So I've been talking to a lot of people just to keep up on it. All right. This turned out to be really a successful thing. We sent out about Hudson Headwaters in our tax work. We worked with the assessor's office. We've gotten today, this week, a couple of calls for the senior center and for the people didn't even know about this, so we're just trying to promote this bus that comes here
All right,
twice a
I got
month.
one in the mail.
Yeah, everybody got one in the mail. Everybody in town got one. So, the only other thing is, I'll move it on to any of you gentlemen have anything to report or get on the agenda for next week, 2 weeks from now.
I got,
You want,
Go ahead.
Mr. Hanlon, you want to start?
I have
anything?
nothing.
I've got a couple of things. Garbage truck. We gotta be thinking about either prioritizing it and going out and start getting bids on, you know, doing the town by contract. Okay, that's gotta get started because it's gonna take us a year if
Maybe
we,
more.
if we can get it. Both dump trucks are in disrepair. Starting to get bad. Roll-off truck. Our cost on transporting has gone astronomical. And I think we better start looking at possibly buying a roll-off.
And the only other thing I was, not that I want to stop you. I talked to Dennis Dickinson from Lake George. We had a meeting, the county had a meeting on DPW and roll-offs came up. And they're 2 years out. And I talked to Dennis, he was sitting next to me. He's got brand new one. He's helped us out 2 or 3 times last year, come when we couldn't get the people to come and get it, never charge us for it. He says if the board is interested, he'd talk to us about maybe letting them do it. So I'm gonna, by the meeting, I'm gonna have maybe a price if we don't want to buy our own.
Can I interrupt you, Paul, for a second?
Sure.
Last I knew, we were gonna ask Colleen to work up the costs that we're paying to transport. So could we get that?
Yes, she's been working on that, but
Yeah,
She
she told me it was a lot of work.
Yeah. He told me the same thing on that on Friday. That's why I didn't bring it up.
we should have it 2 weeks.
I'd like to know what's going on. We've semi-approved food trucks for this year, but at the same time. What is the chamber doing for entertainment for those nights?
I haven't heard from any of them yet.
Well, I think
You know.
it's time we get a hold of the chamber.
Yeah.
Find out if they've even started working on it. I know we haven't transferred any funds to them,
No,
but let's see them work up some entertainment and cost. To do it for the 8 weeks, I believe we're talking,
yeah, the entertainment there, is slowly being worked on right now.
okay?
But the food
I'd like
trucks
to
is
see
that
their
one gentleman.
I'd like to see them here at the next meeting. And have they done anything? Are they starting on it? What's what?
New ideas, that kind of
New
stuff.
ideas? Okay,
Is there somebody there that could come and talk to us?
because there's no sense of bringing food trucks in without the entertainment aspect also. And that's the whole thing. One more thing is possibly getting or start working on or getting cost or what on cleaning out the canoe trail, I'll call it, between Lake Luzerne and Forest Lake. Getting that cleaned out. We've got money coming in from tourism and everything, which we can use that on. Okay, not to do it all, but get part of it, maybe this year. Part of it another year. And I think myself personally, that would be a nice add-on to the town for people to take their trip on. I know I did it for years when I was younger. It's been a long time since I've been up in it, and I don't know how bad it is.
Right,
That's about all I got.
Jim?
I got an email from Kara from our former law firm. We got an email from Northwood's attorney. I ran into Matt Fuller today and he asked me about this. He indicated that his client plans to file a petition to form the special district as opposed to the town taking the lead. He would, however, like an initial meeting to discuss the town's desire to move forward and logistics. So I guess I would suggest. I'll be happy to
I'll
sit
bring
in if
Mary
you
up
wanna.
on this.
What's the board's feeling on it?
Well, I thought we all agreed with it until we found out some of the problems with it.
Yeah, not want to own the
Yeah.
dam.
Just to bring you up on it, we have a group at Lake Bernard. Probably, I don't know, Cindy might help me with this, maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, this town board approved to help secure a bond for them to repair some work on there that
Special
just like a
tax
taxing
district.
district just for that. And it went through, everything worked out. We kind of lent them the money to town, not lent them, we forwarded up. And then every year they collected taxes that were returned to our fund. They want to do that again now, and
It's to fix a dam.
yes, the dam's got to be fixed.
Okay.
So, but we just heard the last 2 weeks ago from the previous attorney that they ran into a snag. They said that the town has to take over the dam, which we didn't have to do the first time, but I think that has to be looked into
Yes.
and see what the ruling is. And I like the idea that this new attorney that they have will take care of doing the work, so we don't have to pay
Mhm.
for the work on it. But I think we did agree that if it got passed, done in proper way, we will move in the same. We found a lot of paperwork on it. What was the one paper we were missing?
With the, well, the one deed, the deed never got filed.
A deed never got filed or something.
a deed for us to own it.
A deed for us to own it, but
Apparently, they couldn't find the filing of the special district, the taxing district itself, with the comptroller. And, I had Deanne Reman on this because she was the assessor at the time, and obviously we taxed that district for years and years and years, and she thought we should be able to foil the comptroller's office and get whatever filing was there, because I've contacted the treasurer, real property, everything at the county, they don't have anything. And I can't find anything in the files that I pulled out of the vault, so, but I can't believe it. David Krogan was the attorney at the time. Deanne, those papers got this thing.
I
so
think
it's just something to keep you up
I
on.
think it's safe to say that the consensus of the board is we want to go ahead with it, but we don't want to own the dam.
Okay.
So we're hoping there's a way around that.
Can I just peek at the
Need to
email?
exercise.
Sure. You can have.
And I think now that Mary's on board and the firm is on board, we should try to get most of our files back from Mr. Crow, from them that he has.
We can handle that.
You can take care of all that, okay. This way we get everything that they have, and we're gonna let him continue, we're gonna pay this firm. Because we have a thing called Sherman Road, which is a real problem, it's been for a couple of years now, and it's a big hassle, so we're getting sued and people are suing over the use of this road, so they've been working on it, so we did agree last month, let them keep doing it, because they just had a court appearance last week.
Last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, but waiting for the judges to respond to what he decides, because the one landowner has blocked the road with stones and gates, and the other landowners can't get through to get to their land, so it's one of those kind of problems. So,
And then the real landowner, he came to the meeting and he says, I don't know why she's doing it. She don't own the land.
we tried to explain that to her, but it didn't work, and I even got a new GPS from the county, but I know that's not totally legal, but on the map that their property shows, the road shows in a different place, so. So we're not gonna burden you with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I'll help anybody that needs help with
Yeah.
that, but I'm not gonna be the lead on that anymore. Next item I got. In this pile. I finished up the typing and the revisions,
This
on
would
the
be
short-term
helpful.
rental, and I'll back up a step for for our attorney's sake, we are, I'll say 80% of the way through the development of a short-term regulation. We've had several meetings where we allowed public input. We had a formal public hearing. And we had another meeting where we allowed input. So we're on draft number 7 right now. The last step that we took was the board went through the comments from the public hearing and decided which of those we want to use to change things and so on. So where I am right now is I've typed up those comments and I indexed them to the last version. So I think what we said last time, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. I think we thought we would stick with the old attorney on that, but I can't know if that's what we thought or not.
Yes. And the only reason for it is
Same.
same situation that they know all the ins and outs and where we stand on it present. We're almost done with it.
So if that's the case, I guess I'm just looking to make sure we're in agreement on that and I'll send this stuff to Mike Kroll.
Are you gonna let him finish this out?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
You all right with that?
Yeah.
Chief?
All right. with it.
that's the only two things we got.
Yeah, that's the only two big stuff.
He created this last version. He created the version that we used at the public hearing. And just for your information, this is a compilation of several other towns boiled down and then we customized it dramatically. Okay, so everybody's okay with that?
Yes.
Paul, you already brought up Chamber of Commerce. I would love to see them here too, to tell us what they're gonna do. I think
Yep,
it's,
we'll have him here next week.
I'm hoping we
Next
can
2
kind
weeks
of
from now.
revitalize the chamber. I hope they can tell us what they need from us so that they can revitalize that organization. I've been talking to a few people in the last few weeks and just all kinds of ideas are coming in, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Fireworks, food trucks, ice bar, have a couple more parades, blah, 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 blah. Have a pie eating contest for the kids. Have a tube race down the Hudson River for the kids. Just
Used to do, well, we didn't do it, the firemen did. They had canoe races,
oh, yeah.
not in Lake Luzerne. From the bay on the river up here, all the way down to the beach.
Okay,
Because our fire department, including myself, we won it one year.
yeah. One thing I know Paul, you and I talked about is the snowmobile race was postponed, but
Yeah, I got it.
I haven't heard anything about.
Well, we're getting now, these
Well,
guys.
Hold on,
yeah.
you don't know my point.
Hmm.
I would have thought by now I would have heard something about it being February 2nd or whatever it's supposed to be.
It was supposed to be February 4th. He never got back to us on a contract or anything. He was waiting for the weather. And he called me about a week ago. That's why you got a
Yeah.
phone call. And it's all got a phone.
I would
call.
have thought that, you know, a couple weeks ahead, they'd start advertising,
Yeah,
put
well-
a banner up or something.
He was waiting. The lake wasn't frozen, so he canceled it. Now it's on the
Well, if you
25th.
wait till the night before the snowmobile race, you probably aren't
Well,
gonna get the word out
we're-
very good. Not you.
We're scheduled for the 25th. It's a Saturday.
Okay.
And that's what, next thing I got, we also had made it with him for same as the other snowmobile races, $2,500 in tax money. So this common meeting that we're gonna have, we have to pass that, so we have a check for him when he comes at the end of the month. So,
Okay, moving down my list.
okay.
We got an email quote. From Solitude of $37,930 for the Priscilla Core application. To the lake.
Yep.
Basically, they're proposing to do the perimeter of the whole lake.
The whole lake,
Yeah, there is a map with it.
I saw it.
They're not asking for a purchase order or contract or anything, but they kind of want an indication before they.
So I
start.
guess my question, it all comes down like, hey, is New York State gonna let us do it?
Step one is to prepare the application. Part of that 37,000 is to prepare the application. So they want to know if they should go ahead. If we do this, you know, I forget if it's the APA or NCOM, we'll have public hearings.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm working with the Lake Association to put together kind of a educational plan so that we can start informing the public so that they don't get blindsided with this. Both APA and NCON have to approve it. If it happens, the Priscilla car people are telling us we probably won't have to harvest that lake for 2 or 3 years. Except perhaps spot checking. Right. So from an economic standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. From an environmental standpoint. Based on the studies that I've read and so on and so forth, it makes a lot of sense. Now, there'll be differing opinions on that. And that's what the hearings will be all about.
What have we got set for our pickers this year? Have we got a quote from them yet, Jim?
He said he'd do it for the same daily rate as last year.
50.
Well, same daily rate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he didn't use nearly as many days last year as we had budgeted.
Right. He only used what, 40 days or something like that?
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. 50,000 divided by 1,750, whatever that is.
The only reason why I'm saying is if we approve that, what, 39,000 roughly,
38.
38,000, and they're at roughly 50,000, and we got enough funding to cover it. We do.
Well,
Fine.
Yeah, I'm figuring we must have.
He's shaking his head.
I'll have enough.
I hear the rattle.
So,
Well, the whole thing is,
I-
Jim sent out a thing also about, we have to talk about it, not at this meeting, but what the results were.
harvesting is.
I read the results.
Well, did you get, yeah, but you didn't get the amount of money it cost us. I have the sheets here prepared
Okay.
to discuss it at, another time,
Okay.
not for this.
But what I'm asking the board to consider actually right now. It is not a commitment for the
Well,
37.
that's what I was just gonna ask you, does he want some kind of a down payment?
No,
No,
but he wants an email saying, go ahead, all right?
well,
Because he's gonna start putting together the application. Now, I'll tell you, when I got that email, what I think is I should maybe break out the cost to do the application.
right,
To
that's,
do
should
the
ask.
permit application.
Yeah.
because in case you don't get it, how much are we gonna have to pay?
Right.
That's
So
we should know.
what are we deciding here? I mean, are we deciding to actually go ahead and do, I mean, what's the crux of the decision here? Is it the decision to do it
Do it.
and then what's holding us up from doing it? I mean,
The,
APA.
actual-
APA
Okay.
and state.
so we start the process and see what they say.
That's right.
right,
That's what he wants to do, yes.
yeah, I need the board to tell me, go ahead and start the
Ask him
permit
to break-
preparation.
Ask them to break out the application out of the
Okay.
total figure. Okay,
Sure, that's,
you can use your own judgment unless you want to bring it back. And we can decide at the next meeting. But I say we go ahead with it.
Yeah, I'd say start moving forward with it. If we're
I
gonna do it, then do
would
it.
think we're probably talking about 3 or 4 grand to prepare the paperwork. How about if, I'll get that breakout, I'll send it to everybody,
Okay,
but if it's under, say, 4,
I say if it's under 4.
go for it.
go
Yeah,
for it.
yeah,
Let's do it that way. What do
but
you
move
think?
forward with it. I think it's fine.
All right with that?
yep. I'm all right with it. Just so we know, in case it fails or the
Yeah.
EPA turns
He
it
has to
down or
finish the
anything
bill
else,
for 37. then.
they give you a bill for 37,000.
Right.
We don't want that.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay, Paul, you already brought up my next item. Do you want to talk about vehicle for Jeff or what?
okay, procurement policy. We have to do that. We've talked about it for a couple of months. I'd like to see the procurement policy move to 20,000. But they have to have 3 signatures to sign it.
Can I make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
I sent out a little chart,
Yes, you did.
just comment on that chart, because it's broken down the way.
Probably on your phone. You don't have anymore.
I lost, you can send it to me again. I lost a lot of stuff. I'm just slowly getting it back. But anyway, no, I knew you did something like that. But, the
I couldn't
reason,
remember the
the
amounts
reason-
we talked about, so I just put numbers in there.
well, the 20 grand, it gives us a place like, my thought was is to be able to go out and spend 15,000 on a used vehicle, a couple of years old, to let, Karen and, Melissa use. Has to have 4-wheel drive, don't have to be brand new. And we can use that if it's under 20,000 for the procurement policy. Then in the meantime, we got the white one that Karen's been using for years and years. It doesn't have a lot of miles on it, but it's probably 10 years old, 12 years old.
2000.
2006.
7, 6. So
Something
it's,
like
it's
that.
old, but there's not a lot of miles
Oh,
on it.
there aren't
We'll
a
give
lot.
that one to Jeff because he's only gonna run around town checking water testing, so, and we'll start with it that way. This way we'll kill two birds. We just got the new truck in Friday. It's a real pretty truck. Hate to see it get dirty.
We mentioned about doing this before. We talked about
We
doing
did,
this.
we talked about this, but we first we
Let's-
have
yeah.
to, we have to set the procurement policy. Now, that's up to you gentlemen to come up with a
What do
number.
you think about having a special limit for used vehicles on the procurement policy? Right now, it's got general statements like anything, don't quote me, I don't have it with me, but anything 0 to 5,000 is basically no documentation. 5,000 to 10 is a couple of email quotes and call one board member or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll have to lay out.
That's for any, that's if you're buying apples or if you're buying tires, you know. But the 20,000. I don't know, what do you think about that? Do you have one line that says up to 20,000 doesn't require 3 quotes, just an email quote or something like that? So we don't keep missing these used vehicles.
Email quote and minimum of
Three signatures.
three signatures.
Well, like this new truck we just got cost us 52,000 and change. The one we could have had a year ago at this time was 62. And it had $20,000 worth of more equipment on it, so
Yeah.
we lost out,
Yeah,
you know, so, but we're not gonna,
Procurement policy.
yeah, well, so that's why we gotta get this.
according to the town attorney.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah, so we gotta do this and get it over with and try it. So,
Okay,
That'll
I'll
be-
take another crack at that.
all right, that'll
Send it out
come,
the
that'll
next
come
couple
up for a
days.
resolution at next month, 2 weeks from now, Monday, because we meet every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yes. Right
Sec-
on the calendar.
Okay. Just so, yeah, the second Monday of every month is our meeting, and the last Monday, because some Mondays, like this one, fall on the 5th Monday of the year, so we put it on the, using the word the last Monday.
2 more things. One is just an announcement. February 7th, which is a week from tomorrow, is the Town Advisory Committee, more commonly known as the Master Plan Committee's presentation, public presentation of the latest version of the updated master plan. I would strongly encourage everybody in this room come to that. I'm encouraging planning board. I'm sending out emails. It's already gone out to the town
Is
like
that a Tuesday or a Monday?
Tuesday,
Okay.
a week from tomorrow. Tracy is
Are you
putting
available
together
that
a
This way you can be here,
PowerPoint
because you're probably gonna have to
separation.
go over the whole thing
What
anymore.
was the date on that again, Jim? Or something?
February 7th.
That should be Tuesday. Week from tomorrow. Yeah, man.
At what time?
7.
Oh, yeah, I got it here. So, what's the 16th?
Yeah, 7 o'clock, Tuesday, the 7th. So that's what you got, right, Chris?
Mhm.
Tracy's putting together a PowerPoint, which means she'll have a presentation with sound and pictures and stuff on the screen. And then she's going to encourage public discussion. A couple times in the last 6 months, one resident has talked about revitalizing the summer youth program. And just for data purposes, in 2019, we budgeted 33,000. In 2020, we budgeted 25,000. Since then, we haven't budgeted anything. And I've talked to a couple of people. Of course, we had the pandemic. All right, but a couple of people have told me that the program was kind of losing steam, kind of fizzling. So I just wanted to report the budget situation.
In the last couple of years, we got half the kids that we used to get.
Well, the school has started one, that's why.
Yeah,
I don't know, we'll have to discuss that.
I got one thing Jim might have forgotten, was the election. In regards to putting a person in, for a councilman, I'd like to make a motion that,
you might want to hold on, let me throw something, because you're right, I did forget.
go ahead.
On the website, we said that they had to have them in by February 3rd, the date was,
Right,
the letters in the 10th.
We got about 6 now, I think.
right. I don't know if you guys wanna have, a night that they all come in, like we've done in the past. Or contact these people. And just let them pick up their applications to run, run for the general election.
That's my preference.
Yeah,
You're
I
the
think
people
so.
in town of choice.
This way, the town is making
Let the people choose.
the person to fulfill it. The four of us will have to continue doing it until next January, December 31st.
Yeah. Whoever we would appoint has to run anyways,
That's
if they
correct.
want to get reappointed or whatever you call
Of course, we could bring.
it.
that
So the
person
third
in.
is Friday.
Uh,
The third is Friday.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that, except that. We did advertise that we would receive applications until the third. So my suggestion would be to. Do that. But continue to get the applications till the third, just in case.
Go and bring them in. I'm trying to figure out what's the sense of bringing them in.
I agree.
If the people are picking, if we're gonna go the route with elections, then there's no sense in us interviewing them. We don't,
I agree 100%.
you know what I mean?
But because we said we were gonna take the applications to the third, maybe another candidate would come in that we would want to consider.
Like you're not considering the others?
We haven't reviewed any of them yet.
Oh, that sounds like.
Well, I'm saying, let's wait, let's get the rest. of
Okay,
them.
so let's just wait till the third. Let the window close. That's what you want.
Yeah,
Then fine, yeah, let's do that.
right.
Okay,
I'm in agreement with the philosophy to let the voters decide, okay? But only because we said we're gonna take applications to the third. Let's do that. Let's be fair.
okay.
All right, so we'll wait until next Friday, and then at the meeting, we'll make a decision that we're not gonna interview.
Or we will.
You want, or you still want to do the interview?
Well, I'm saying, if there's certain people that really pop,
Okay,
let's go that way.
all right, let's wait till the Friday.
That's just Friday.
All right, anybody have anything else? Ron?
No.
Jeez, here we go.
Here we
Here
go.
we go. Hold on, let me roll my pant legs up.
Hold on. I
Hold on, Here we
want,
go.
Your 30 seconds is up already.
Seconds, oh no. The old.
Speak into the microphone so people can.
Pull
hear.
that thing down in front of you.
The old garbage truck that was behind the old garage down there. We are going to repurpose that.
have you started on it?
Yes,
How much you got into it?
$1,000.
What are you
How
gonna?
much did you pay for it?
I'm gonna work that out with whatever Rick wants
Oh,
to do.
here we go.
I want to hear, what are you gonna repurpose it for?
He's
What's
gotta
that?
buy the truck. for
Listen.
business grounds.
It's not gonna be just for us. They can use it too. If they have a purpose for it and they wanna use it, that's totally fine with me.
What it's your, well, you're gonna tell us the plans.
Yeah. I want
Alright.
it.
It's gonna be a brine truck, it's gonna be a log truck. It's gonna be a truck that when we take out old culverts to throw on. And it's gonna be a truck to go get culverts down at Lane. So it's, or even dry wells or anything like that. I think this truck's gonna be a good use for us and them if they need it. So far, we went through all the brakes. New brakes, some new drums, and the springs in the back, we had to repair some of them. Air brake canister, it's just been sitting around for so long, so it's not as bad as we thought. We took off that back end, all that steel and everything. So right now, it's just the tires and the railways.
I heard it started up pretty good.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So I'm looking for like 3,500 to put into it with the steel deck. It's gonna be a steel deck with wood on top.
Just making a steak truck out of it, basically a steak truck, or like a log steak truck, whatever. Something like that.
Multi-use
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah, so that's where we are with that,
Rube
so you
Goldberg.
know. I would like a resolution to purchase a bigger brine applicator. And to purchase this, it would be out of the Warren County grant that they give us every year. So with doing that, we could have 2 brine applicators going at the same time. And we should get all the roads done in a half a day compared to 2 days that we do now with a smaller brine tank and applicator.
And all the funds that come from the county, the grant,
Yes,
you're saying, okay,
yeah, I might have to put in a little bit because it's over,
out of your fund,
yeah,
of course.
So what are you gonna do with the small brine trucks then?
it's still gonna run.
He's gonna have two.
One will start on one end, the other one will start on the other end. That's all. It's gonna be a lot quicker for us. And the timing and the roads gotta be right. So. There might be a chance for us to do 2 days of brining on the same roads and just sweeten the road. To make it even more effective.
Hmm.
So with the bigger brine, it's gonna take a shorter time to get through the roads.
How much?
I've only looked at a couple places because Stony Creek's already done it. They've gotten bigger ones. It's around 11 and then probably delivery, so. But I will get quotes and I will put them in your boxes
How about-
before.
Is that including the controlled flow valves and everything?
Yeah, the motor and the valves, yes. Yeah,
How big a tank will that be?
1,600.
That truck will hold it.
Oh, yeah.
How big's the tank you have now? How big's your tank you're running now?
750,
Yeah.
730.
Jeez, have to sign.
And we have to fill up like 4 or 5 times before we even get through. I've never even gotten through all the roads on. Before a storm yet. All right,
Go for it.
that'd be by the Warren County grant. This is another issue. The other issue I have is the water department truck. We need one. The one we have now, the transmission slip. One of these times we're gonna get it, it's not gonna move. I would like to put that back out to bid, but I would like to put it out to bid, a new or a used one. I know, this Ford dealership in Greenwich, they got 3 of them there. They're not the high back that we want to walk in, but I guess you can add that piece later on and make it enclosed. Right now, we need one. So just 3,500 with a utility box. We put it out there and see what we get back.
Can I make a suggestion?
Well, that's why we, okay.
From my experience, putting it in the paper and advertising for bids on a truck is a waste of time.
Well,
I got,
need to find a list of dealerships that had these trucks and we can send it right to them.
I went there. And I was able to get 2 bids on that truck a while ago. I went to the dealers and I said, please bid this. And we got a couple, actually we got 3, but the post office lost one of them. So. Go ahead and put it in the paper, but if that's all you're gonna do, you're probably not gonna get any bids again.
One of the reasons to put it in the paper is so that we can,
You have to.
you have to,
Yeah.
you have to say when we're gonna open them and. You know,
Yeah, I maybe I said, maybe I said,
you can send out to people that you might not.
I agree, we have to do that. I guess I should have said, if that's all you're gonna do.
I think I need to give her a list of the dealerships that had them vehicles. So because. I don't think there's someone sitting at the dealership looking at that paper every single day.
How about going on,
Maybe, maybe not.
That's my point.
So,
That's my point.
what's that? I'm sorry.
how about going out the same way you bid the new pickup for buildings and grounds?
Huh? I didn't hear you. Speak
I-
up.
Oh, he did that on the state procurement.
That's what I'm saying.
What's that?
What about going under state procurement?
I can put a mini bid out.
Maybe there's somebody
I asked
out
the
there.
guy where we got that truck from. He said it would be a cabin chassis.
Yeah,
And then we would have to bid out the box, utility box.
okay.
I don't wanna do that. I want trucking already set and done. Like I said, I can't remember what the hell's that dealership over there? It's in Greenwich, they got 3 of them, Carmody.
It's auto.
And what do you think they want from, you know?
I don't know, because it was on Sunday or holiday, I was just,
Are they new or used?
they're new.
You showed us a price a while ago. It was-
I know that Quaker Ford has one on the lot and they want 65. So,
You got that in your budget?
the water budget, absolutely. It's better than 100
Not disagreeing with you, bud.
with the big high back and
We
going
appreciate
from,
that.
going from scratch. I just need something soon.
Put it together.
Get it all together before we have the meeting in 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah,
All right, get it in their boxes and give it
Yeah,
to me. Let's
yeah.
look at it. We can
and I'll get
discuss.
the prices on the brine from a couple different dealerships and I'll put that in your box too,
Thank you.
before the next meeting.
Thank you, Ron.
All right, that's all I have.
Thank you,
Yep, thank you.
Karen.
Okay, I'm gonna start this. I have one item that might require a resolution. And I'm gonna start it by saying I don't know if it should be something talked about in executive session. It's about one of my board members on the zoning board or planning board, and I don't want to say which one. I don't want to say a name at this point, but I have one member who has not completed their 2022 required 4 hours of training. I've sent out all kinds of emails, all kinds of options. And there actually is a training in Saratoga coming up Wednesday that some of my board members have signed up for 2023 to get their 4 hours. But that's why I gave you this paper earlier about the requirement of the training. The board can pass a resolution which will allow this person to catch up by taking 4 hours now and 4 hours more for this year's training. But I haven't spoken to this person because he's out of state for this week while this training is going on in Saratoga. He's not going to take that training.
So he's gonna
And-
be behind by 2.
Well, no, they don't have to complete 2023 until December 31st. So, and they can always go online. I always send out options online to do this. So, but I need to talk to this person to see what his intent is, I guess. So he's not available for me to speak to right now. He's out of the state. So by the next board meeting, I can let you know hopefully what we're going to do, but I wanted to let you know that I may need a resolution to allow him to catch up 4 hours of training.
I'd like to comment on that. I think the trainings, the ones I went to, were very valuable. I'm balancing that statement by saying it's also hard to get good people on these boards.
Exactly. It's hard to get
My 2
volunteers.
cents at this point would be, I would consider cutting them some slack.
I will say that there are a few board members, him being one, that have missed 4 meetings, and somewhere, I think, I've been told there's a resolution out there that if they miss 3, they're supposed to meet with the town board and see what their intent is, whether to stay on the board or what. But we've never done anything about that because it's so hard to get volunteers to do this. I just wanted to give you a heads up. I don't know where this particular thing is going, but I might need a resolution.
So we're gonna leave the ball in your
Catch it.
court for
Yeah,
now.
we're gonna leave because I feel that we should let this gentleman catch up.
Okay.
And then you got months and months ahead to get the second part hours. So let's go after, let's see if you can.
All right, I'll try to get with him before the board meeting and get an answer.
I would assume most of these are still available online, right?
Yeah, in fact, Chris and I have been sitting and we've been doing some in my office because he's gonna take the training Wednesday, and we felt it was a good idea for him to be at least familiar with the basics before he went down to this meeting Wednesday. So, yeah, they're still available online. That's what the majority of the members took their training off of last year, was the online courses.
Yeah.
Because of the pandemic, they haven't, the in-person ones haven't been available. Now they're starting them back up, which is why this one is now available this Wednesday.
All right, I think we all agree that, you know,
Cindy?
even if you can get them to do it online, they'll come here and do it.
Is that something that should be talked about in executive session rather than,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because it's not an employee per se, but that's
Yeah,
why I
if
didn't
it's
want
under
to
that
mention any
same
names or
section,
anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cindy, do you know when the courses are put on for new councilmen?
No, you can find out, but. Don't know. off the
Because they're
top of my
usually
head.
around this time of the year. We have a councilman that needs to be taking these courses. That's that
Thanks, Dad.
two. You haven't gone yet?
Well,
We'll find out.
I better find out. And I don't know if everybody knows, you might know the
They're
answer.
usually held
There
right down in.
is a new one
It's a
for the
4-day
ethics board
course.
now,
Oh, great.
Or 5-day.
like the
course.
supervisors. I had to take it today. For ethics, is that gonna be for the same thing for the board members? I haven't heard anything about that. But it was just for us supervisors. I had to take it today. And I'll tell you, it's unbelievable. I know 6 that should be fired at the county, but. All right, so. All right, anything else?
No, I'm all set.
Mary, would you like to say anything?
No,
You can kick me every once in a while.
I won't do that.
You gotta remember, Mary,
Time to-
this has been a quiet meeting. But when things start rolling, part of your job is gonna step in and tell our audience, enough is enough, and stuff like this. Okay. This poor young lady down here, she's been such a nuisance to the board, you know?
All right, so motion adjourned,
I'll make a motion.
A second.
all in favor?
All in
Good, Cindy, that's your job.
all right.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Did I could have done that